guys, this is
The
Anime Cast. I'm Oak,
I'm Sasha.
and we go way back, and we keep talking about anime all the time. So we thought making a podcast about it would be super appropriate.
And there's a lot of pent up content from over the years, so we really thought this would be a cool way to talk about the things that we normally talk about. And believe me, we have a lot of strong opinions to share.
So today we're gonna talk about our anime journeys. So Sasha, where did you start your anime journey?
Okay, so do you want to know the absolute beginning of where I consciously started watching anime from, or do you want to know where I started watching anime from, but I didn't know that it was anime?
No, the absolute beginning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think my journey with anime started when, as a matter of fact, I think my dad was the first person who introduced me to this really cutesy show called Heidi, and we used to rewatch it. There was a movie on it.
I watched Heidi too. My God, yes. I didn't
Yeah.
know it was anime either.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, I only found out Heidi was an anime a couple of years ago, but.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was a cute little show about a girl and how she runs freely in the mountains, and it was really cute. And I used to enjoy watching that with my dad. So that's officially where it started. Very nice show, by the way. You have to check it out. That post that, I think me and my cousin really enjoyed watching Cardcaptor Sakura. So my cousin was also.
Where was Cardcaptor Sakura? Like, where did you watch it from?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It's on TV though, right?
Yeah, TV. All
Yeah.
of this was on TV, by the way.
Yeah.
I think there was a phase where Cartoon Network showed
Cardcaptor Sakura?
not Cardcaptor Sakura, Heidi.
Oh no, yeah, Heidi was definitely from TV. I remember it too. I think it was Pogo. I don't remember, but yeah, it was definitely on TV.
So, by the way, very underrated that Cartoon Network once upon a time used to show us anime, and they don't do it anymore.
Oh, they used to show a lot of anime. Like,
Yeah.
Talking about my journey,
Yeah.
my very first anime, which I didn't know was an anime at that time, was Pokemon. And I was absolutely obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I used to get judged for it a lot too. And I was like so proud of it as well.
I think everybody started with Pokemon around the
Yeah,
time.
I don't think other people were like as into it as I was. I remember it used to air exactly at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And there was also a 5 o'clock show. Don't forget the 5 o'clock
Oh,
show.
I didn't watch the 5. I don't know why I didn't watch the 5 o'clock show. Maybe I was busy that time.
We're
but-
actually missing a very popular starter anime that everybody else probably started off with, which was Dragon Ball.
So I'll tell you what, because I watched Pokemon for the first time and I loved it. And I saw, when I went to school, other people were talking about, oh, Digimon is better than Pokemon. Oh, Dragon Ball Z is the best. Whoop whoop. And I hated that. I was so salty. I'm like, nope, you guys are all wrong. I hadn't watched even an episode of Dragon Ball, not one episode of Digimon, but I'm like standing strong with Pokemon. Let's go. So, yeah.
I was super sold on Pokemon. I mean, personally, I think Pokemon was a huge revolutionary anime for people in general,
Yeah, I watched it with English dub.
Yep.
I do know that it has been changed a lot.
Yep.
Because I found this out pretty recently. Charizard does not exist in the original Japanese version. It's called Lizardin. And I'm like,
oh my god.
so many Pokemon names have been changed like this, and it's so weird. But I still prefer the English version for this. Like the Pokemon, the theme. Oh my god, the theme song.
Oh my god. Johto League was so personal, and it hits you in ways that you did not expect it.
Yeah,
to.
this I totally give props to the dub, the American dub industry for this. Definitely the dub for this.
Yeah.
And I remember it used to come on exactly at 8 o'clock. And my school used to start at 8:40, and we had to leave home somewhere between 8:15 to 8:30 to make it in time. And I used to get late every time because I used to watch Pokemon from 8 to 8:30 sharp. And those were memories. I love it.
Yeah. And there was a huge Dragon Ball phase as well.
You watch Dragon Ball?
Yeah, I did. I did watch Dragon Ball. I did watch Dragon Ball Z as well. And a huge, I think the part that really hooked me for Dragon Ball was this phase of the Frieza arc, basically. So The Frieza arc is so underrated. I loved him as an antagonist.
By the way, I didn't watch Dragon Ball. Like I said, I had this bias against, I was so sold on Pokemon. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch anything else you guys are watching.
Yeah.
But I did, watch some episodes of it, later, the English version and the Japanese version. But I think the English version is for Dragon Ball, because in the Japanese version, a grown ass Goku talks in a woman's voice, and it's so weird. I just can't get used to it.
I agree. I think we started those anime at when they were English dubs, right? It wasn't voice actors from Japan who were voicing those, and that's why we probably tend to feel biased a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. And because we don't understand Japanese, I think there's a huge, if I don't know, if a Japanese anime was coming on TV, I'll probably be, I won't be as, hyped up as to watch it, even if it's good, just because I don't know the language. The language barrier was huge.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So, it was a very interesting show. I think a lot of little boys really enjoyed Dragon Ball because of the whole meme, the Kamehameha meme.
Dragon Ball memes it's like timeless pretty much, I guess. And which was the anime, when did you consciously start, when did you realize there's something called anime and you started watching these Japanese, produced things which you really liked?
Okay, so I had to grow a little bit older, but before we get to that, I also want to give a huge shout out to Beyblade, because Beyblade and Digimon.
Oh my god, yes. I've never watched an episode of Beyblade, but I loved the concept and the toys that came with it.
Yes, the toys.
The
merchandise. And believe it or not, okay, so there's an actual Indian sport that is the original Beyblade, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, when Beyblade became a huge thing, there was everyone naturally rushed to get Beyblades and have Beyblade battles and all. And as kids, we don't really realize that there are no monsters that fight in our Beyblade. But anyway, the illusion still exists. But there was also a subsection of people who started, playing that Indian sport, which is I think it's called Bugri in
okay, I just know it exists. I don't know its name, but that's crazy. Oh, okay, also one more thing I just realized. So when I used to go to school, we used to they used to randomly show us some movies most of the times. Sometimes one of them was Ramayana. And it was a cartoon. I thought it was a cartoon. Ooh. It was apparently Japanese produced anime.
Yes. Oh, I know this show. I loved that version of the movie.
I didn't know it was produced in Japan or anything. I just loved it. It was nice.
I feel like I'm personally represented in Japan, honestly. And I feel good about
also,
that.
Sad part is the Indian, the Indians basically they did not accept that version because they're like, oh, why is it made as a cartoon? It's disrespect, because cartoons are for kids.
But anyway, it feels really good that we were represented in some way, because I loved watching that version of Ramayana, and it was really nice. And every time I watched the retelling, as in every time I rewatched this, it was really. I love the animation. I think knowing that it was anime makes me feel okay. Anime has been a bigger part of my life than I think.
Yeah, we didn't know all of these were anime ever. And when did you find out that anime is a thing that actually is produced in Japan and it's actually originally Japanese? Yeah. When did you figure all that out?
Yeah, so this was around the time when Cartoon Network posted Naruto,
Right. Cartoon Network did a good thing
for us, yes.
Yeah. And you watched that and figured out it was anime?
Yep. I really liked the fact that... so did you watch Naruto on TV?
So here's the thing, all anime before Naruto which I watched was very episodic, so I could literally pick it up anytime when I switched on the TV. But Naruto, I think it was super out of context for me because it was some random episode in the middle, and all I remember is Naruto was yelling and it was super annoying. So I'm like, no. All I remember was him eating ramen and shouting all. I just could not.
Personally, I liked his personality, so I think it was easier for me to stick to that anime. But again, I used to
Did you watch it
Naruto,
from the?
Naruto.
Yes. Did you watch it from the very beginning?
Yeah, I do remember him running around a lot, eating ramen a lot, and yelling at people to prove that he's a person who's equal.
I remember him. I think the episode which I watched was somewhere in the middle of a fight. Okay, and he was just, I don't know, he was just yelling. I don't remember much of it. I remember him yelling. I remember being annoying. I remember not having any context. So I actually really hated Naruto. I'm like, why are these people liking Naruto? Pokemon exists.
But watching... Okay, we get it, Professor Oak.
Okay.
You loved Pokemon.
I did. Yeah.
I mean, judging by your name, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's lived on.
Yeah.
So so both of us can agree that both of us. Okay, I can say that personally, Naruto was around the time I figured out that.
When was this? Like, how old were you at this point?
I was around 7 or 8. But when I hit middle school is when I realized, okay, anime is a thing and I really like it, and a lot of my past viewing history has a lot of anime in it. So
right.
what part do you what part did you realize that you were watching?
So in I think Disney Channel, they used to air this anime called Detective Conan.
Oh.
And like it used to come in the middle of the day, and in my summer holidays I figured out it exists.
Okay.
And it's basically like a detective show. And I used to watch it on TV, but then I think it didn't get a good audience. So, by the way, this was Hindi dub, okay? This was Hindi dub.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's super hardcore.
Yeah, that was super hardcore. Like, it was Hindi dub. And I watched it and I liked it so much that... But then, I think it didn't have any viewers, so they bumped it down to a 6 o'clock show, okay? Like 6 a.m.
Okay.
So, I used to wake up in the morning on a holiday just to watch Detective Conan. That was the level of dedication I had.
You have decided you want to watch anime early in the morning. Only
Yeah, I was super hooked on Detective Conan. I was like really, like I had other friends I used to watch it with, but they were not as dedicated as I was. I was super dedicated. So that's when I like figured out the schedule for Disney Channel. Figured out it comes at 6 a.m. Used to wake up in the morning just to watch that, and then I figured out internet exists and I can just Google anything I want.
Oh yeah.
And then I Googled it. And then I figured out, then I found out the English dub of this, okay?
Okay.
And I still didn't figure out it was actually Japanese, but like I found the English dub version of it, and it was revolutionary. I'm like, oh my god, this thing exists in English. It was so weird. So.
Oh wait, a huge. I'm actually missing a huge chunk of this that I think a lot of kids.
I think
watch.
most kids sadly, I guess most kids in India now get into anime through Doraemon, Shin-chan.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So Ninja Hattori, Doraemon,
Yeah,
Shin-chan.
I had a phase for all of them.
And Pearl Man. Oh, Pearl Man was a personal favorite.
For you, it was Pearl Man. For me, it was that Kitaretsu. I actually haven't Googled its real name. Is it Kitaretsu? It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Oh, there was also this the Kochikame.
No idea.
You haven't watched Kochikame? It was very, very trippy. It had a very trippy Hindi opening.
Okay.
Which is really trippy. Like, it's very recognizable.
Okay.
So I'll show it to you one day, I guess. Okay. I don't remember anything about the show, to be honest, except for the opening. It was very, very trippy.
I thought so. I don't know why, but the Ninja Hattori theme song was just so stuck in my head.
Yes. I had a Ninja Hattori phase. I mean, I used to watch all of them because I really didn't have anything else to watch.
It was really catchy because even if the storylines are somewhat simple, the thing is those characters always made these noises, like, that would just stick in your head annoyingly, like Hattori would be all like ding 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 ding, and you should be like, oh no, this is so painfully annoying, but it's in my head.
Yeah, okay, I remember ding 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 ding. You don't have to run every time. I mean, you don't have to say ding 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 every time you run.
I think we We are
Dude.
missing out the fact that Hattori did the Naruto run
It's
before.
to say that I'm like, so Naruto was not our first ninja show, it was Ninja Hattori. Oh
And
my
Hattori
god.
was the first person who did the Naruto run, so it's the Hattori run if you look at it.
And actually, yeah. But okay, I mean, in their own right, all of those shows are very insufferable. Let's be honest here.
I think there is always going to be a special place in our hearts for having a childhood with so much.
Yeah, but
vibrant shows.
actually, like I think Kitaretsu was the thing, or maybe it was Doraemon. I think that's when I kind of figured out these shows are not, not Indian, not, American or Western, because their names. So here's the thing: if you watch like Doraemon or at least Detective Conan in the English dub, then they change their names to something very Western. For example, in Detective Conan, there's a character called
Yep.
Shinichi Kudo. They made it Jimmy Kudo.
Yeah. I think it's because they wanted the pronunciation.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then in Hindi dub, they did not change it.
Okay.
So if they call themselves Shinichi, I know it's not an Indian name and it's not so that's when I'm like, hey, this seems like it's not Western or Indian. Where is it coming from?
Makes
And that's
sense.
where I went to the webs and like figured it out.
I think my advent into Disney Channel was pretty late. So
Even my
web.
yeah.
So you shouldn't be surprised that me going onto the web happened really late.
Yeah, for me, it happened pretty late. I understand.
But thank God for Cartoon Network. Thank God for Nickelodeon. Thank God for Animax.
Oh my god, Animax. We haven't addressed Animax.
Yep.
They used to air subs, and I think that was the problem because nobody who's just switching on the TV to watch casually will put in the effort to actually read the subs.
Okay.
Like it's such a I don't know. I just feel like if you don't have any context or like you don't know that it's Japanese and you don't know how good it is, you haven't watched it before, going into subs as the very first thing is a huge barrier, I feel like.
Okay. Personally, I don't think so. I think hearing these dialogues in Japanese and then seeing the subs actually made a lot of sense for the style of animation that happened there.
Exactly. Only if you like give it the time of day will you realize that.
I don't think so. I think it was straight off the bat for me.
It depends again on which subs and which dub you're talking about. But yeah.
So this is where the Naruto contrast comes in, right?
Uh-huh.
So I did watch Naruto in English, and I found it really annoying. No offense to any of the voice actors, you did a great job.
Honestly, I feel like Naruto is annoying in both subs and dubs, but. Yeah,
I like
but
the
more
sub-
in dub, I get it. Because
I like the sub version for sure because him screaming the shit that he was screaming and saying Date Vayo made sense.
Yeah, that's...
It kind of fit into the flow and that made Naruto also. It made me want to watch the
because a kid screaming, believe it, doesn't make a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, but you did kind of find this huge appreciation for Naruto, right? At some point.
Yes, coming to that.
Yep.
So when I found Detective Conan online, that was when I realized it is all Japanese. And then also Detective Conan had only 120 episodes which were dubbed.
Okay.
And if I had to watch anything beyond that, which I needed the content, I needed to go into subtitle territory, which I found a little annoying in the beginning. But I got super used to it because it's anime and it's Detective Conan and it's amazing. It's sub dub or anything.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized Japanese voices sound much better.
Yep.
And also that's around the time when I went to school and you guys were hyping around about Naruto.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, why are these people doing that? But then I'm like, you know what? Let's just give it a go.
Yeah.
And I found the absolute the worst time to begin Naruto, which was, I'll tell you when. When we have a 10th standard board exams, they give you a huge holiday. That's when I decided to go for it.
Oh no.
And Naruto was definitely my first big boy anime.
Okay.
Because in Naruto, first of all, like you said, Naruto's character actually speaks to me personally.
Yep.
Like, I didn't realize through all the yelling, but then
It makes sense. Yeah.
it actually, like, I feel like it was my first self-insert anime
Yep.
where I saw myself as the main character.
Yep.
And they talk about these themes, or they touch on these themes,
Yep.
which are not very complex or anything, but then it's perfect for a, and for an edgy teen, it's the teenage angst to come out, and it's perfect. So especially Pain, I think, absolutely destroyed me mentally.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents were concerned. but yeah,
I
that's how it
revisited.
came.
It's the same around. It's just almost the same for me with Naruto. Initially, I did watch initial phases of Naruto. It was in English, the dubbed version, up until the Chunin exams. It was really fun because there was a hero and there's an anti-hero and there's a natural third girl because strong female character. And there's a cool
we're calling Sakura a strong female character now. That was our standard.
In the anime, she is the strongest.
That was our standard at that point. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
She did come off as smart, right? Initially.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Initially, yeah.
So I did revisit it around middle school, and that's when I think there was a point in Naruto where like you said, like Detective Conan, the dubbed version stopped, and you just wanted the continuity because bloody the story is really good.
Yes.
And I just really wanted to watch it, and that's when I found it online. And this was around the internet era where everyone was starting to get on Facebook, and everyone was starting to make their first Gmail accounts.
Oh, that was old, but okay, fine, go ahead.
So middle school, this is around 4th grade, 5th grade. And that's when I picked it back up again. And then I found people in our school, the school we went to.
Yeah. We're schoolmates, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go way back. And talking about it, and there was this game where it was really cool to make those hand signs,
Oh my god.
That was a whole phase. Like, we would make hand signs and make counter attacks.
Have you ever
and come up with
Naruto
really cool...
ran across the school or anything like that?
Naruto running was not a thing.
Yeah, Naruto running was not a thing. Thank God, because that's lame. Yeah.
I mean, if everyone's doing it, count me the head kid. I would love to storm a building through Naruto.
Ninja Hattori run, because come on.
Yeah, it's the Ninja Hattori run. Let's not forget that. And I think the first serious short-term anime, what do you think that would be for you?
Right, because I'll tell you what, any content that I watched up until Naruto, I mean, in fact, even Naruto was long-running series where I just assumed any content on the TV or anywhere was like 100 episodes long.
Correct.
And that is when I think you told me about Death Note.
Okay.
I think you told me about Death Note, and then I just realized it's only 37 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's give it a go. What's there to lose? And that was revolutionary on its own.
Oh, Death Note, man. I think, oh my god, it was blowing my mind at every
I think
point.
it's every teenager's, like, the edgy teenagers, trying to sound smart anime. Like,
It's very intelligently written, I'm not gonna lie.
I think the direction is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's the come on, like, if you see any 14-year-old, it's like full Death Note. Oh my god, the YouTube videos on that. Oh my god, all the edgy YouTube videos, talking about being all light L and acting like L.
YouTube was theme song galore.
Oh yeah, the AMVs.
Oh my god, I was so into listening to all the theme songs on YouTube, right? It was really cool because, oh my god, they were also really catchy, and
they were so catchy.
This was the era where all teenagers were into pop songs and the Disney Channel music, and I'm just sitting there listening
Taylor
to
Swift and all of that.
theme songs from anime.
Yeah, actually, this is funny because I think Naruto was probably the first content that I watched which took its music seriously. I mean, I think Naruto took his music very seriously. According to me at least. Yep. And because even like the American media which I used to watch, it was to be like, what, 2.5 Men, Friends. I don't know, I didn't have any music, it just had background laughter. But anyway, so yeah, I took its music very seriously, and it really hit, and for a long time, I don't know, have you heard Samidare from
Yep.
this thing? Yeah, for a long time, and I mean like for the next 5 years after watching Naruto. Anytime Samidare hit, I used to start crying, man. And that was,
my God.
yeah, I was the edgy teen. Anyway, so
It's not just so the concept of each character having their own theme song, that was new to me. Like,
that was having music that matches the moment.
Yeah.
That was new to me. I don't know.
and I really like the concept of each character having their own theme song.
That
And
is
I don't see that happening a lot in contemporary shows. That's not in Japan.
I haven't. Oh, that's not in Japan.
That's not from Japan, sorry.
I don't think anyone else takes their music seriously. Come on.
Yeah.
But even then, I haven't watched any, like the newer anime that's coming up. I don't know if they have theme songs for each character. I haven't done. I don't watch. I mean, I don't look for OSTs anymore, so I have no idea.
Oh, that's very interesting because I know Attack on Titan has
Eren's theme?
It doesn't have Eren's theme. It has the opening themes that opening and closing themes that get really popular.
Oh yeah, those those are.
Yeah.
I mean the OSTs when the moment is like when there's a sad moment, there's like
Yep.
sad music that.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen anymore. I think.
I don't know. I have to figure out.
How about Boku no Hero Academia? Does it?
Boku
have-
no Hero has some really good music.
Okay.
I don't know if it's themed per character though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll figure that out. But going to what was your first short anime?
My first short anime was also Death Note.
Edgy boys.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a little school cultural group which was into anime, and I was close friends with one or two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the group probably consisted of like 5-6 people. But let's be honest, I was
5-6 people. Come on, we had 5-6 people.
I mean,
like,
counting out the Pokemon and Dragon Ball, people who seriously watched anime, and our group in school was into Naruto. But naturally, when you meet people, you get recommendations also.
Exactly,
from them.
you will get recommendations.
So my recommendations used to come from this one guy who suggested I watch Death Note. And him and his brother had watched Death Note, and I was just like, okay, let me check it out. And oh my god, I was infested.
I feel like Death Note is the edgy boys' entry into anime. I don't know. It just, at least in the early 2010s,
Right.
and it's like the edgy boys' entry into anime. Now it's Attack on Titan, but anyway.
No, actually, I think even now, so this is really cool because once Netflix started featuring it on the platform,
I love Netflix for doing
that.
But yeah,
everyone actually recommends Death Note the most, and then Attack on
Really?
Titan has a lot of hype, but everyone starts with Death Note because they want you to start with the anime that is
ended,
amazing,
which is not ongoing probably.
Yeah,
So
and it's short so that you can check it out and decide whether you like this
I guess, I don't know, but at least in the 2010s, this is edgy boys entry level anime, and I mean it's amazing. Come on, we love it.
I think as an adult also people can appreciate it though.
Yeah, definitely. But that was our entryway, and I watched, I think, a bunch of bad shit after that, but I didn't know it was bad. I just loved the edge, like all the edge, like Mirai Nikki, Elfrid
God.
Lead.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, post Death Note, we went on this huge fray of searching for anime that is like Death Note.
Exactly, and you know what really connected I don't know, I felt really connected to Light at that point. Although, I mean, I just really connected to Light at that point, was that I was also right. I think I was in my 12th standard when I watched this. And Light was also giving his high school examination.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to pull off a Light here. I'm going to become, like, I had the vibes going for me.
I'm gonna eat a potato chip and solve a
linear
linear
equation. Yeah, I mean, we both are science kids, so
Yeah, oh.
we hype out on these kind of shit. But
Oh
yeah.
my god. I really liked Elle's character though, more than Light. Light did
Yeah,
seem
we
very
will.
cool.
I think we're gonna have a whole conversation about it
we should.
sometime.
We
Yeah, we should.
definitely should, yeah.
Yeah, but going forward, like, what kind of anime do you watch now?
The type of anime I watch now,
Or do you have a schedule for anime?
No, nothing. No schedule per se. It's more like what catches my eye. It's always been what catches my interest. Sorry, with the storylines, and I have a lot of appreciation for the quality of animation that's going on right now.
Yeah.
It has improved a lot throughout the years. It makes it also very hard for me to revisit the old shows.
That is so true, because if you see like the 90s anime, they have like this feel to it.
Yep.
And they all have like this very generic artwork which you can instantly recognize came from the 90s.
Yeah.
And it turns me off. Even the anime may be really good, but then if I look at that style, I'm just like, not really. And even the style of like the early 2000s, it has a very distinct style.
Correct.
I think it was very Haruhi, if I have to call it that.
Okay.
I don't know, but it turns me off. I don't know. When I look at it, I'm like, this is the old one. No. But then, do you watch seasonal anime?
Oh yeah, very much. I think all the current trend of anime is to come out in seasons, right? Not the Netflix seasons, because they're probably not accurate, but in general.
I mean like seasonal anime as in like, do you watch it ongoing? Like episode by episode every week?
Now, yeah. Like with Attack on Titan, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Attack on Titan, obviously.
With Jujutsu Kaisen, I think the whole thing was available all together
on Netflix. Yeah, that's true. But I figured out anime comes in seasons.
Okay.
Like somewhere around, I think 2016. I don't know.
Oh, that was pretty early.
Yeah. That's when I think 2015. No. Haikyuu season 2 was probably when I watched that, and I just realized anime comes in seasons.
Okay.
So that's when I'm like, hey, I don't have time to watch everything. And also, the ones which are newer look way better. So why should I, waste my time watching something really old? So I pretty much gave up on old anime. I just went up right into seasonal anime, and anything that's coming this season, I just see like the once or twice which are like super hype, and I just pick up that, and I pretty much watch that. That used to happen every season.
Yep.
And like after some time, I just realized that also was like too much work. I don't want to see. I have a job now. I don't have time to just taste anime and see whether it's good, and then I don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
So I decided I found my taste. I found my taste in shonen, and not just shonen. Very specifically, I just looked at all the anime which I watched, which I really liked, and what I what want to spend my time on, and it turns out most of them come from the Shonen Jump series. By the way, going into the whole thing, when did you discover manga? Do you read manga?
Oh, this was also very connected with the Naruto, storyline.
So,
I feel like the Naruto storyline had its own storyline, but me and my journey with Naruto is a whole storyline on its own. At some point, Shippuden stopped happening, and then I really wanted to catch up with the story. And every week, this was around 12th grade again. 11th grade, 12th grade. I really wanted to know the story, and it took so long for them to animate it versus release the actual chapters.
Also, like filler literally in the middle of a battle. Come on.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
And the manga, I mean, naturally, there's very less you can understand from action, but in terms of story, at least, you really want to know what's happening.
Exactly.
So that's when I read manga. That's how I started. How did you?
That was again going back to Detective Conan. So yeah, I figured out that anime actually comes from a source, and the source is manga. I didn't know there were other sources. I thought the source was manga.
Right.
And that's when I looked online and I saw which of these are filler, which of these are like all of that, and I figured, and that's when I started reading manga through Detective Conan.
Right.
Because I wanted to get I know that something really cool is coming next week, because I don't want to watch. I don't want to wait for it. And also that time, those were really early days, by the way, where Crunchyroll was not a thing.
Yeah.
And I think Crunchyroll really helped in getting anime subs, which is like super important, because that time, back in the day, we used to wait for 2-3 weeks to get the subbed version. So I just couldn't wait. So I just started reading manga at that point. But I still don't prefer reading manga, to be honest, because mostly when I watch anime, I'm not even paying attention half the time.
Okay.
I just want to sit back, relax, and not think too much.
Right.
And manga means I just have to actively start reading and paying attention. And I prefer audio, and I prefer things moving. So usually I prefer anime. So only in the worst case scenarios I go into manga. So I've read the manga for Detective Conan, and the same thing happened to Naruto, like you said. So I wanted to catch up, and the fillers were really eating my mind away. So I read the Naruto manga. I've not seen the ending of Naruto, by the way, Naruto anime. I've only seen
read the manga
the
too.
manga. So I read the manga for that, and then Haikyuu caught my attention too much, so I read the manga for that. And that's pretty much, I think, it. I've read the manga a couple of more times, but these three are... Oh, Attack on Titan as well, obviously. Yeah. So
Attack on Titan, the manga is so good.
But...
If you ever stumble upon this Isayama, thank you for the manga. That oh my god.
Sure.
The story is so good, and hats off to you.
Yeah, let's not spoil anything, because at the time of this recording,
all spoilers clear.
Yeah.
No spoilers whatsoever from this podcast.
Yeah, but basically I don't prefer reading manga. But then I realized most of the anime that I like, are shonen anime, but more specifically, they are the anime adapted from this magazine called Shonen Jump.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to make a whole episode on this. But then I realized whatever Shonen Jump is putting out and whatever gets adapted to an anime is certified awesome. Okay.
Right.
So right now I just look for the next Shonen Jump release, and that's what I watch always. I'm super hyped for Chainsaw Man, by the way. I actually couldn't wait. I read the whole manga, but it's amazing. It's amazing. Now I watch only... I don't watch only Chainsaw... I don't watch only the anime that comes from Shonen Jump. And I don't like everything that comes from Shonen Jump. Like, there are a couple which are kind of a miss for me. Especially Kuroko no Basket. Sorry, guys. But most likely I will like it. So I pretty much just go there. Like, 80% of the times it will be a hit. So I just go there.
Right.
Yep. So what about you? What you watch?
So again... manga is I read manga in very special cases. It's when I really want to know the story, and the thing is, we have day jobs like you mentioned, and manga saves time, but reading is also more taxing. I mean, I feel like it's a lot more taxing than just mindlessly watching something. But this is again, I'm also into reading, but I also get really tired,
Yeah.
But manga saves a lot of time, but it also feels like an investment. But that's why I stick to watching the anime. Again, it's very right contemporary anime at the time of recording this is our Attack on Titan, which is making really big waves.
We have a whole episode coming on that, by the way.
It has to happen. And Jujutsu Kaisen. And I think the both of us picked up One Piece
by the way,
for long running anime.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a whole journey on its own.
I'm all caught up, by the way.
Yeah,
Sasha has to put in the effort.
Yeah, I have to do a better job with this. Yeah.
So apart from One Piece in this season, winter 2022, I will also be watching Attack on Titan, like we mentioned, and also Demon Slayer this season. It's coming. It's amazing. So. That I think is our current journey.
Yeah.
And
that's where we're at with anime right now.
Correct. And we have much more to talk.
There's a lot of pent up content because we have years worth of anime that we really want to talk about.
Also, the problem is I can never find the people who are watching the same anime as me.
Oh, that makes sense.
Even you don't watch half the anime I hype about. So.
Yeah. That's not true. I mean, there are a good chunk of anime that I do watch with.
But I have a platform now, so I'm gonna hype all about it. So yeah. So
there's a lot of content
coming.
If you really enjoyed what we spoke about, stick with us, because this is going to be one heck of a ride.
Yep. And please follow our Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
We post content there as well. And we'd love to have you on board.
Yeah.
This is the Anime Cast.
This is the Anime Cast.